It's starting.
I'm so.
Are you excited?
We're starting this interview.
Are we recording?
We're recording.
All right.
starting.
Okay, that's enough for me too. Okay.
All right.
So.
Allie's.
No Allie.
We'll zip it.
We'll be quiet. Okay, so first I have to get something off my chest.
Okay.
It's been bothering me since I interviewed Alexis on Fire.
All right.
They told me that I shouldn't share needles with Underoath.
Really?
Yeah. Do they know something we don't know?
We smell kind of bad.
They did mention that.
Yeah, that's
they said
probably
something
it.
about that.
Yeah, no, I don't think we have any cooties or anything, but
Yeah. They said if I was on the bus doing the interview that when I came off I might smell funny.
you might. Well, it's all right. Honestly, it's mostly just our guitar player and me today. Because the thing is I've been wearing the shirt for a couple days, but I asked our bass player to wash it for me the other day, and he did. But when he does laundry, he's one of those guys that puts the laundry in and then like
Shuts
it down, and half of it's like sweaty show clothes. So like I got it back, and I was like, it doesn't really smell much better than when I sent it off. But
you know what happens to me now that you mention that? This is a pet peeve. My husband, who works out a lot, and he'll bring his totally soaked through sweat clothes in and throw them in with my laundry.
Yeah,
and I give it back. I can't wear it again.
On that. Yeah, no. When I get home from tour, like I wash all my clothes together because like what I do is like
that's what I do when I'm doing the laundry.
Yeah,
right?
there we go.
Separate it.
Yeah, I wouldn't want my wife's clothes to have any
I've had shirts that I love that I couldn't wear again because I put them on and they just smell like sweat.
Yeah, see, mine usually get really clean because the thing is I don't have a ton of clothes that I wear playing because if you change the clothes every day that you play in, then after a week you've just got like this big. Yeah, so what you do is you put on an outfit and then you just wear that to play in for like a week straight.
Yeah,
so.
right. That's why a lot of times when fans see photographs of you guys, they're like, God, they're always wearing that shirt.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah.
Like our singer's been wearing the same shirt and pair of pants.
I swear, I think I've always seen him in the same thing.
Yeah, it's always the same thing. But the thing is it works out well because like you never have to do laundry.
True.
And
you guys share clothes too, right? Some of you? No?
Well, I don't.
Some bands we've seen, they share.
All Time Low shares all their clothes.
They share.
I think they're all like the same size.
That's true.
We all like go all over.
Eclectic.
Yeah.
Is what you
You could see Spencer wearing my clothes. It would be hilarious.
Totally.
Or vice versa. That'd be.
That's what you should do, Chris.
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
No, he's like 8'5", isn't he? Or...
No, he's shorter than I am. He's like 6 feet tall.
He looks so tall.
It's because he's skinny.
Yeah, he's a rail.
Yeah, he's very small. He eats like a horse.
Don't you hate that?
Oh,
God,
I hate
you're
it so much.
Like
the other night, we split a pizza, a large Papa John's pizza, and he ate his whole half and was just like, whatever. I was on like my third piece, and I was like,
dying.
And he just goes straight to sleep and wakes up the next morning. If I went to sleep after eating half a pizza, I'd wake up and like my leg would be like,
oh yeah, totally. I mean, me too. It's like you look at it and it's just over.
Yeah.
Well, now that we're talking about food, I mean, since we've talked about so much in the past, what's your favorite dish? What's your favorite kind of food?
Oh wow, that's a big question.
This is a curiosity for me.
Honestly, meatloaf. My meatloaf is amazing. I even though I make
you cook.
I cook some things.
Okay.
I have a selection of things.
Yeah.
I'm really hungry now.
Yeah, my wife loves my meatloaf.
Yeah.
Man.
My husband microwaves. That's the extent. He will not cook.
Yeah, I like cooking from time to time. I don't cook a ton just because it's always easier to go out and we usually do that.
And you're on the road?
Yeah. Well, when we're on the road, it's out every day.
Yeah,
you can't really cook. But there's a barbecue place in Brandon, Florida called First Choice Barbecue, and that's one of the best restaurants on the planet. It's amazing.
She's morally opposed to barbecue.
Well, this certain barbecue place has... I don't even know that
Danny's barbecue.
It's out here, and it has a picture of a pig laying on its back, and he's pouring barbecue sauce on himself. And I think it's the saddest thing in the whole world.
Awesome.
That's not awesome.
I put that on a T-shirt.
It's
my grandpa gave me a business card just because he knew I hated it.
I would.
I'll bring it for you next time.
She's an animal lover, so that really just.
Are you a vegetarian?
I'm not.
At the same time.
She cannot. She would be vegetarian, but she can't give up hamburgers.
Yeah. I love hamburgers.
You gotta.
I just don't go to that place because it makes me sad.
I know people who are vegetarian because of like animal rights, but they still will wear like leather shoes and. And I'm just like, well, come on, you gotta. I say you gotta be all the way on one side or the other. I'll eat anything.
Yeah.
I'll eat it.
Well, now I'm not gonna be able to eat anything under the sun because now I have to eat gluten if you've ever seen what that involves.
No, but I can imagine.
I mean,
Everything
I
has gluten in it.
Makeup,
Wow.
personal, everything. I
Bummer.
can't. Yeah, so it's not making me happy.
Bummer.
But that starts next week. So
Well, live it up this week.
that's what I'm trying to do, Chris.
There you go.
So your album that came out last year came out at the end of last year, right?
Yeah.
End of last year. Big fan of it right there. So
Thanks.
absolutely
You are welcome.
awesome.
Thanks.
Yeah. You guys are awesome. We already
Thank
know
you.
that. But how is that going, like, from here to now? Because now we were just talking to other people earlier about recording records closer together these days. You know, are people, you guys never get to take a break, though. So we just...
Yeah, we can't record any closer together than we do. If we did, then we would start putting out, like, subpar records. Like, the thing is there's 6 dudes in our band, and we're all fairly opinionated about what we like and what we don't like, so... when we're writing, like, we won't keep, like, even one guitar part if everybody doesn't like it. So getting one part for everyone to agree on, let alone an entire record worth of material, like, it takes us 2 years. Like, that we don't, like, just sit on our butts and not do anything. It's like when we're not touring, we're writing, and it's
a lot of people too, that have to collaborate.
Yeah, so our thing is, like, I don't know, like, I can see why bands would be putting out, records closer together, but, the way I see that is you can only do that so much before you're starting to, like, compromise the musical quality in doing that, because, any band you talk to, like, if they did demos and then came back to those demos 6 months later, they'd be like, oh man, I want to change, like, 50 things about that, and then it makes it a lot better. But if you start putting out the stuff 3 months after those demos, and you don't have that time to refine the songs, and it just starts getting less good.
I always wonder if that's kind of like a forced situation on some of these bands that suddenly, like, hit the limelight, and the management wants to keep that going, so they want to,
It is, for sure.
People don't understand the business side of this.
Yeah, no, it is. Like, especially, like, if you're on a major label, like, there's bands that we're friends with that have sent their records in, and the label says, nope, do another one.
Can you imagine that, though? I mean, God, from a musical standpoint, that would suck.
Yeah, that's unacceptable.
Yeah.
Like, that's just ridiculous. That's where we're really fortunate with our label. Like, they're very hands-off in that way. It's like, okay, well, we're going to pay for your recording, and then when you get done, send it to us, and we'll put it out, and that's all there is to it. But so many bands we know, like, there's a band that I was actually just talking to yesterday, and they were saying their record's coming out, and they've just got the shaft. Like, they co-wrote all these songs with all their friends, blah, blah, blah. They gave it to their label, and their label was like, we don't hear a hit, so go back, and we're going to send it to this producer, and send it to this producer, and the song that's going to be their single is, like, it's just not them, and it's just a bomb out.
What kills me is that, what they say is going to be a hit. They're looking at it from a mainstream perspective all the time, and for me, and for what I see when I'm out here with you guys, is that the kids aren't always thinking mainstream anymore, and they're exposed to a lot of different music, a lot of different sounds, and as a fan, let me tell you that the bands that I knew, like, here when they're just getting started, that end up in that kind of situation, and they're kind of pushed to do things maybe the way they wouldn't do it, there's a huge change in their music from A to B.
Yeah, but